Group was founded and birthed out of a heart to see young people realize the future and its possibilities. Out of a passion to give access to education for every poor child, where we are today is not about my story alone. It is about our stories and the stories of the many young people I've met and seen 5 years ago. On the 25th of June in 2013, I made a personal decision that this organization would become one great international organization started in Africa by an African to help Africans. That I would remain committed and faithful to the promises of our vision. That our mission will touch many lives. And that the world will change because of me. That young people will see the glory of God and their dreams will come true. Today, I stand here encouraged by the journey that the ACFE has taken since the past 5 years. A few children are in school and hopeful. The Educate the Girl Child campaign was launched and continues to advocate for the education of young people. The Dollar Campaign for Education was launched and funds are being raised. ACFE Canada begins progress and our global support network is growing. Young people are taking leadership positions and realizing their dreams, and new programs are coming on board. Fiscal deficits are becoming a thing of the past. Our African Leadership Program is a new hope for young leaders, and the global community supports the ACFE. Donations are coming home, and our strategy is facing a new direction to global engagement. We enrolled beneficiaries from the community of Lalapanzi in Zimbabwe, from schools which included Hillview Primary School, Camp Rice and Matthias Primary School, and Lalapanzi Secondary School. This program was opened in Zimbabwe in 2014 through the support of the Cincinnati Museum Center, which set up an opportunity for the organization to reach out to stakeholders in Cincinnati at the African Cultural Festival to raise awareness and support the organization. Through the support from Cincinnati State College, we were able to assist with school supplies which included writing pads, pens, books, pencils, and other stationery. Students were further supported through a collaboration with the Embassy of Botswana in Zimbabwe and Embassy of Angola to raise awareness about the inclusive and sustainable education of girls with the Educate the Girl Child campaign. In South Africa, our leadership program was delivered by ACFE volunteers who mentored students on entrepreneurship, community engagement, service learning, and participative leadership to unlock their current abilities. We have engaged and mentored and coached students in class with institutions that included the University of South Africa, Unicalculus College, and Central Technical College. I've personally volunteered and offered 960 hours of service to the Central Technical College in Pretoria. Through our partnership with a big family, a US nonprofit, we are going to improve our GS program and the leadership program through mentoring and coaching. And we are so excited about that. And in a few days, we will be signing a new partnership to develop a leadership program at Zaka High School. Today, more than any other day, I've never been proud to lead this organization. And I know that our organization can do so much more to help our communities. But I'm humbled by the support our organization is continued to receive both in Africa and across the world. I want to thank everyone who made it possible for us to build this great organization in the last 5 years. Indeed, it has been a great journey. We started by collecting $1, sharing offices and household resources, asking for coins and used computers, walking on foot, and asking for help at every step of the way. The ACFE today, with your support, is a great organization in the well-invested effort for the African community and the world at large. I'm grateful for every single effort each of you invested for us to be here. Our organization remains committed to invest in girls' education. Our campaign launched in 2015 in Harare with a great deal of support from the Embassy of Botswana remains our biggest and widely accomplished effort. 60% of our resources will remain dedicated to girls' education. Many young girls still get pregnant as early as 13 years, and they are neither emotionally or economically ready to stand as parents. And too much of marital, premarital sexual involvement for girls has created a negative attitude toward contraceptive use. In both rural and urban setups, girls are victims of alcohol and drug abuse, which makes them to live expensive lifestyles to finance their habits. And eventually, some become prostitutes. In that process, we get rape victims who are left with unwanted pregnancies. And unfortunately, in rural places, some elders still have the myths that sleeping with a virgin will cure HIV and AIDS. Some children are victimized. Who are victimized, they are orphans and disabled. And vulnerable children who from birth have never had a parent, and they are abused by guardians. That is why ACFE continues to make a passionate commitment to support girls' education. Our African continent needs educated, literate, and skilled citizens to tackle the poverty challenge. But with limited access to educational opportunity for girls, an imbalanced society that targets young girls for prey, a power-hungry political system, and a justice system which is intolerant to the acts of criminality against women, our countries and communities will still face an arduous task to improve our children's lives and to build confidence in the lives of women. In the end, this is what our vision at ACFE is all about. It is about uniting in the spirit of Ubuntu with love and connectedness. And in our hope for our sons and daughters, hope for an immigrant child who sleeps under the bridge and who cannot enroll for school because they do not have a legal identity in some countries. Hope for the poor child who cannot get a college education because their parents are disabled, unemployed, or disabled. Hope for the poor who just need basic skills to make a living. And hope for orphans and vulnerable children who go for days without food because a grandparent awaits a government grant. The poor in our communities are not a failure, not when this vision is alive and supported, and not when people like you are determined to move this work forward, and not when families are prepared to share and give to neighbors. Not when our poor children believe this earth has a place for them too. And not when President Mandela taught us that education is the best weapon and the most powerful weapon we can use to change this world. Poverty remains the most threatening challenge of our time. Today, let's join this vision. It is the rightful time for you to join and support the ACFE. Let's fight in educational inequity and social injustice against the girl child. If you are a donor, a volunteer, staff member or director, or anyone who is supporting our organization in any capacity, I want you to know that you remain close to my heart. And if you will be watching, the ACFE begins a new global commitment today. This 5th anniversary is a wonderful opportunity for all of us. We get the time to look back, to rethink what is best for our communities, and to rethink what we can do for others. My first book, One Extra Mile, which I've spoken about so much on social media, will be coming to your doorstep not too long from here. We will have a conversation and we will double or imba. I'll speak to young people and I'll share the greatest story of my life through that book. But because of you, the ACFE remains committed to a strong global vision. We remain young and hungry to make the world a better place. So may God bless you. I love you all, and thank you so much.